If you are a woman navigating the landscape of postmenopause, you have likely been told that your heart health is now entirely at the mercy of your declining estrogen levels. We are conditioned to believe that once a hormonal shift happens, arterial aging is an inevitable downhill slide toward high cholesterol, stiff vessels, and a future of complicated prescriptions. But what if I told you that there's a $2 ingredient sitting right now in your pantry or available at the very next aisle of your local grocery store that serves as a powerful, scientifically backed shield for your arteries? This is not about expensive hormone replacement therapy or complicated medical interventions that come with a laundry list of side effects. This is about a fundamental shift in how we understand metabolic protection. Before we dive into the science that could redefine your next physical exam, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this truth. I want to know in the comments below, what is the most confusing piece of health advice you have ever received regarding your cholesterol levels? Let us get into the heart of the matter. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and for the past 15 years, I have dedicated my career to dissecting the complex relationship between cellular metabolism and long-term vitality. My goal has always been simple: to bridge the gap between heavy clinical research and the practical, daily habits that actually move the needle on your health span. I have seen thousands of patients struggle with the fatigue and the mounting anxiety that comes with seeing their lipid profiles shift after 40. And today, we are going to change that narrative. We are looking at a specific, humble, and incredibly potent intervention: Ceylon cinnamon. The myth that we are powerless against the narrowing of our arteries after menopause is perhaps the most dangerous misconception in modern cardiology. When estrogen levels drop, the protective effect it once held over our endothelium, the delicate inner lining of our blood vessels, begins to fade. This is why women often see their LDL cholesterol creep upward, their HDL efficiency decline, and their triglyceride spike, even while their diet remains seemingly stable. Many of you feel that sudden increase in afternoon brain fog or that lingering exhaustion that just will not quit, and you assume it is just the price of aging. It is not. It is a metabolic signal that your body is searching for a different kind of support, specifically an insulin-sensitizing agent that can bypass the traditional hormonal pathways. Ceylon cinnamon, distinct from the common cassia variety, contains potent bioactive compounds such as cinnamaldehyde and polyphenol that function in a way that helps the body respond to insulin at the cellular level. When you consume this, you are not just seasoning your oatmeal. You are signaling to your liver to modulate the way it synthesizes cholesterol. Research has consistently demonstrated that even small, daily doses of high-quality cinnamon can lead to a measurable reduction in total cholesterol and, more importantly, a significant improvement in the ratio of HDL to LDL. Think of your arteries as a highway that naturally begins to accumulate debris as traffic patterns change. Cinnamon acts as a maintenance crew that keeps the lanes clear, preventing the oxidation of LDL particles, which is a true cause of arterial plaque formation. Why is this so critical for women over 40? Because a drop in estrogen makes your cells less responsive to insulin. When your insulin sensitivity drops, your body produces more insulin, which in turn tells your liver to produce more cholesterol. It is a vicious cycle. By introducing this $2 hack, you are essentially correcting the metabolic error at its source. You are telling your body to stop the overproduction of lipids before they even enter your bloodstream. This is not medical magic. It is basic biochemistry. But there's a vital distinction you must understand. If you go to the store and grab the cheapest, darkest cinnamon on the shelf, you are likely buying cassia, which contains high levels of coumarin. Coumarin, in large amounts, can be hard on the liver. You specifically need Ceylon cinnamon, which is lighter in color, more aromatic, and significantly safer for daily, long-term consumption. Let us talk about how to implement this. You do not need to consume tablespoons of it. A simple half teaspoon added to your morning coffee, tea, or even a plain yogurt provides enough bioactive material to elicit a response. Consistency is the secret weapon here. If you use it once a week, you will see nothing. If you use it every day for 90 days, you are creating a biological environment where your arteries are shielded from the inflammatory spikes that usually occur after meals. Imagine waking up with the same level of mental clarity you had in your 30s, without that heavy, sluggish feeling that comes from unstable blood sugar. That is the power of metabolic optimization. We must also address the lifestyle factor that makes this hack so effective. Cinnamon works best when it is paired with movement. I am not talking about running marathons. I am talking about a 20-minute brisk walk after your largest meal. When you combine the insulin-sensitizing properties of cinnamon with the glucose-burning effect of a simple walk, you are effectively shutting down the pathway that leads to high triglycerides. Most people fail because they look for a singular, passive solution, but health is a system. The cinnamon is your foundation, and your movement is your accelerator. Together, they create a buffer that protects your heart long after the hormonal window of your youth has closed. Now, I want to be very clear about the safety profile. While this ingredient is a food, it interacts with your metabolism. If you are currently taking prescription medications for cholesterol or blood pressure, you must discuss this with your physician before making significant changes. Cinnamon is powerful enough to lower blood sugar levels, and if you're already on diabetes medication, you could accidentally push your levels too low. Always prioritize the guidance of your own doctor. This information is meant to empower your conversations with your healthcare provider, not replace them. Use this knowledge to ask better questions during your next checkup. Ask your doctor about your insulin sensitivity markers, not just your total cholesterol number. Many of you ask me if there's a specific time of day that is better for this. Based on the glycemic response, taking your cinnamon with your first meal of the day is the most effective strategy. It sets the metabolic tone for the next 12 to 16 hours. If you add it to a breakfast that is rich in fiber and healthy fats, you amplify the effect tenfold. Picture your morning routine: a cup of high-quality coffee or tea, a sprinkle of Ceylon cinnamon, and a handful of walnuts. That simple combination is a powerhouse for your arterial health. It is affordable, it is accessible, and it is backed by the very science that many modern wellness trends choose to ignore in favor of expensive supplements. Why do we ignore the simple things? Because we are conditioned to believe that health is expensive. We think that a solution only costs $2. It cannot possibly be effective. But look at the history of medicine. The most profound changes often come from the most basic, nature-derived compounds. Your body is an ancient machine that responds to ancient triggers. It does not know what a pharmaceutical pill is, but it knows exactly what a polyphenolic compound is. When you give it what it recognizes, it responds with efficiency and vitality. I want you to track your results, not just your lab numbers, but your energy levels. How do you feel at 3 in the afternoon? Are you reaching for that second cup of coffee? Or are you still focused and energized? That is your true internal barometer. If you've been struggling with midday slumps, that is a sign of metabolic instability. By stabilizing your blood sugar and protecting your arteries with this simple hack, you are reclaiming your energy. You are choosing to age with strength rather than decline. The urgency here cannot be overstated. Arterial damage is silent. It does not hurt. You do not feel your cholesterol levels rising. You only feel the consequences once the damage is already significant. By starting this today, you are performing a preventative act that your future self will thank you for. You are not just adding an ingredient to your diet. You are drawing a line in the sand. You are deciding that your health is not a matter of luck, but a matter of strategy. We are covering a lot of ground here, and I want to ensure you are capturing the nuance. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate all cholesterol, but to optimize the balance and protect the vessels. Your body needs cholesterol to produce hormones and maintain cell membranes. The problem is not the substance itself, but the inflammatory state of the vessels that allows the substance to accumulate and cause blockages. That is why cinnamon is so brilliant. It addresses the underlying inflammation. It tells the body to calm down, to stop the oxidative stress, and to keep the highway clear. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the amount of information out there, just remember, focus on the pillars: sleep, movement, stress management, and metabolic support. Ceylon cinnamon is just one piece of this puzzle, but it is a piece that has been neglected for too long. People are searching for the next superfood from the Amazon, while one of the most effective metabolic modulators is already in their spice rack. Do not underestimate the power of the obvious. I have seen women who were one step away from statins completely turn their lipid profiles around in 6 months, simply by fixing their morning routine and adding this habit. They did not have to stop eating. They did not have to live at the gym, And they did not have to spend a fortune. They just had to be consistent with the science. That is the definition of a health hack. It is a shortcut through the noise. It is a way to get superior results with minimal friction. Before we conclude, let us reflect on the path forward. You now have the knowledge to change your metabolic trajectory. You know the difference between the harmful cassia and the healing Ceylon cinnamon. You know the importance of timing this with your meals and coupling it with consistent, low-impact movement. You have the tools to protect your arteries and secure your vitality for the decades to come. The only thing left is the execution. If you have found this session valuable, please share it with others. The most important thing we can do as a community is to spread evidence-based, practical knowledge. We are fighting a tide of misinformation that wants to keep you dependent on expensive, unnecessary products. You have the power to take control of your biology. You have the power to redefine what getting older looks like. You are the architect of your own longevity. One final note on the quality of your ingredients. Always source your Ceylon cinnamon from reputable suppliers. Look for the label that explicitly states it is Cinnamomum verum. If the label just says cinnamon, it is almost certainly the cheaper, less effective variety. This small detail is where the success lies. Do not cut corners here. Your health is the one investment that pays dividends every single day. As we wrap up, remember that your body is constantly listening to the signals you send it. Every time you eat, every time you move, and every time you rest, you are giving instructions to your cells. Today, start giving them instructions that prioritize longevity. Start today, stay consistent, and monitor how your body responds over the next few weeks. You are capable of living a vibrant, energetic, and healthy life well into your later years. If you have enjoyed this deep dive into metabolic health, please take a final moment to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our upcoming sessions on hormone-free ways to boost energy and clarity. Click the bell icon to get notified every time I release a new video. If you are serious about your health and want to see more content like this, leave a comment below with the word Ceylon, so I know you are committed to this change. I see every comment, and I use them to guide the topics of our future videos. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and I will see you in the next video as we continue our journey toward optimal health and longevity. Your arteries, your energy, and your future self will thank you for the commitment you made today. Stay consistent, stay curious, and keep prioritizing your health above everything else, because nothing else matters if you do not have your vitality. Stop everything you think you know about your heart health. For decades, you have been told that the only way to save your arteries from the slow, suffocating grip of plaque is through aggressive pharmaceutical interventions or by living a life devoid of any joy, fueled by bland salads and endless treadmill sessions. But what if I told you that the most potent weapon against arterial oxidation and cholesterol buildup is not sitting behind a pharmacy counter, but is likely already waiting for you in your kitchen? This is not just a theory. It is a biological reality that most medical institutions are terrified to discuss because it shifts the power from prescription pad back to your own plate. If you are tired of waking up with that heavy, foggy feeling in your head, if you're concerned about those climbing numbers on your latest lipid panel, and if you truly want to regain the vibrant energy you felt a decade ago, you are in exactly the right place. Before we dive into the science of this arterial restoration hack, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. I want to know which part of your current diet you think is hurting you the most, so please drop a comment below and let me know. Your interaction helps this life-saving information reach the people who need it most. My name is Dr. Harrison Blake, and for the past 15 years, I have dedicated my career to dissecting the intersection of metabolic health and nutritional science. I have spent thousands of hours in clinical observations, analyzing why some patients recover their vitality within months, while others languish for years on ineffective protocols. My mission is simple: to provide you with evidence-based, actionable strategies that empower you to take control of your longevity, regardless of your starting point. I am here to bridge the gap between complex research and your daily routine, because your health should not be a mystery, and it certainly should not be something you leave entirely to others to navigate. Let us address the elephant in the room. We treat cholesterol like a hardened criminal. We are told that high low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, is the singular villain responsible for every heart attack and stroke. But this is a gross oversimplification of a much more complex internal war. Cholesterol is not the enemy. Inflammation and oxidative stress are the real saboteurs. Think of your arteries as a series of sophisticated, elastic pipes. When you consume high levels of refined sugars and processed seed oils, you create a microscopic environment of chronic inflammation. This inflammation acts like sandpaper, creating tiny tears in the inner lining of your arteries. Your body, in its attempt to heal these tears,